Making the court calendar work for you in Hendricks County. So you've been charged with a criminal offense in Hendricks County, and the big thing that you might have in your mind is, how is this going to affect my life? I have a job, I have school, I have kids, etc. There's a lot of things going on in everyone's life, where having a court date where you're required to appear might hinder those things, might hinder your job, might hinder picking your children up from school. There's a lot of things that are in our lives that the court process can make a little bit difficult. But in Hendricks County, we do have some flexibility, especially on the front end. The first few months after being charged in Hendricks County are pretty flexible. In the first month or so, your attorney is going to be getting evidence from the state, body cam, pictures, videos, things of that nature. So that takes time. So for about the first month or two, if you have a conflict going to work, going to school, your kid has something going on, it's pretty easy as long as you tell your attorney in advance to push that date out. But that's the most important thing, is letting your attorney know. The further in advance that you can tell your attorney that you have some sort of conflict and you can't make it to court, the more likely your attorney can make it to where that court date gets moved, or in the interim, makes it where the attorney can go to the court without you being there for an attorney conference. Now, after your defense attorney has gotten all the discovery in the state, that is going to kind of speed up some of the court hearings. And what I mean by that is, it's easy for an attorney to go in and say, Judge, I need a continuance. I'm still waiting on X, Y, and Z from the state. But eventually, after a few months go by, once the discovery process is complete, the judge is going to want to get some sort of movement on the case, whether that's taking it to trial or accepting a plea agreement. So while the first few months can be pretty flexible, once we hit about that 5 or 6 month mark, we're going to need to hammer down some actual dates because the judge is going to want to move the case along. Typically, a misdemeanor or a level 6 case has an age range from anywhere to 6 to 12 months. So once we hit that 6-month range, it's going to be more difficult to move these court dates unless you have a legitimate reason why you cannot be there. Now, work is a legitimate reason. However, you cannot continually keep making the work excuse. If there is a big work conflict, such as you have a mandatory training, that's one thing. But just, I can't take the morning off because I have court that day, eventually is not going to be a good enough excuse for the judge. So it's very important to talk to your attorney about any potential conflicts well in advance, so that way the attorney can notify the court of that conflict to make sure that your court date gets set on a specific date that's not going to hinder with your work, school, or childcare, or anything of that nature. When you do go into a courtroom, though, you want to be prepared. And the first thing the judge is going to see from you is your appearance. And while I tell my clients that they need to dress up, I don't mean a full-blown suit or a dress. As long as you're wearing some khaki pants, maybe a polo or a button-up shirt, and closed-toed shoes, you're going to look presentable in front of the judge. The last thing you're going to want to do is roll into court wearing shorts, a t-shirt, and flip-flops. It doesn't look good, and ultimately this judge can be the one sentencing you. So you always want to be on your best behavior and look in your best light. If for you that means wearing a suit to court, then go ahead and do it. Many people wear suits to court. It's not necessary, but if that's how you feel more powerful, then go ahead and do it. The judges love it when you dress up. Finally, while you're in the courtroom with your attorney is going to be doing most of the talking. You're not going to say very much. But when you do speak to the judge, you need to be very formal and very polite. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Things of that nature. Pretend that you're talking to your grandma. It's someone that, again, they're going to remember the way that you act in front of them, especially if they end up sentencing you at the end of your case. Being prepared when you come to court and looking the part is one of the biggest things that's going to get you to the greatest outcome. Because not only is the judge going to see you, the prosecutor is going to see you as well. And you want the prosecutor to think that you're an upstanding member of society, not someone who they're going to see time and time again. When it comes to court schedules and preparing to court, I know it can be stressful, but that's why it's always important to have an attorney on your side. And I know we at the Marc Lopez Law Firm can certainly help you out. We are in Hendricks County almost every day of the week, fighting cases for our clients. If you are facing charges in Hendricks County or Plainfield City Court, Brownsburg City Court, please give us the Marc Lopez Law Firm a phone call. I know we can help you. 317-632-3642. And always remember, plead the fifth.